Okay, so y'all remember when Mel B had that whole thing with Eddie Murphy, and it took him like forever to finally admit that the kid was his right. Well, now Angel just turned 18 in Chile. Their relationship is a whole mess, cause word is Eddie never really accepted him, especially after he decided to transition, and honestly nobody saw this coming in 2025, but at the same time, kinda sounds like something Eddie would pull. So yeah, let's get into this drama, cause there's a lot going on here.
Like old school, we dated for a while, and by the way, I've never actually had a one-night stand. I haven't. Believe that or not, I have not.
Very good. And your dad, he asked your dad for your hand in marriage?
Yeah, it was a very loving, safe, just loving relationship.
Did y'all even know when Eddie and Mel B first started dating? Because most people only found out after she got pregnant, and then started acting all distant and cold, like he just switched up quick. And even when that paternity case came out, Eddie's team tried to play it cool and put out some statement like nothing serious was going on between them. Mr. Murphy and Miss Brown dated very briefly and never made any plans of any sort. He acknowledges paternity of the child, Angel, and has paid child support to Miss Brown, as well as covered the expenses of her pregnancy. So after what Eddie said, people started thinking they just had a quick fling and she ended up pregnant, and some even accused Mel B of trying to trap him for money. But like, let's be real, she was a Spice Girl, one of the biggest stars ever. She didn't need no man's check for that. And according to Mel B, when they met back in 2006, it was instant sparks. She even said in her book, Brutally Honest, that it felt like love at first sight. It was as if a 2000 VT electric current had passed between us. I felt like I had known this man all my life, and I was staring at my destiny in his face. So their relationship moved super fast, like they were always together, and even got each other's names tattooed on their thighs, like talk about wild love. And Mel said Eddie felt the same, because he even went to her dad to ask for her hand, and proposed not long after. But later, Eddie tried to act like it was nothing, denied everything, even though Mel swore he wanted that baby. She said he was the one who got her excited to have another child, and honestly, that sounds believable, because Eddie loves kids and baby mamas like he already had 7 by then. So number 8 wasn't shocking at all when Mel told him she was pregnant. He was happy laughing and crying with her, but then everything flipped real quick, because Eddie changed once she was pregnant. He got super controlling and paranoid, wouldn't even let her go out, because he was always worried about security, and Mel said it felt like she was trapped in a fancy cage with Eddie holding the key. She thought things would get better after the baby, but nope, it got worse, because when Eddie went out doing interviews and someone asked if he was excited about the baby, he said something that totally broke her. But instead of acting like a happy, soon-to-be dad, Eddie went on and said he didn't even know if the baby was his till a test proved it, and told people not to jump to conclusions like, what girl? Everybody was shocked because they thought him and Mel were good and back home. Mel was devastated. She packed up, moved out, and kept saying the baby was his, while the world watched the whole thing blow up.
Did you ever think possibly of not having the baby?
Absolutely not. This is a planned baby. This is something
He
that we
wanted it and
both
you
sat
wanted it.
down. Yeah, we both sat down and we discussed it. Listen, I have an 8-year-old. I'm not about to just have a baby by accident. I'm a very responsible parent. We both sat down and planned it, and yeah.
But you didn't plan to be married?
Yeah, we didn't make set in stone plans to be married, but that we definitely spoke about it, and that was one of the things.
Were you in love with him?
Yeah. Why would you have a baby with somebody if you're not in love with them?
4 months later on, Eddie's own birthday, Angel Murphy Brown was born, and Mel went straight to court to file that paternity case. And like, wow, that kind of thing totally breaks whatever is left of a relationship, because imagine being born and already knowing your dad didn't even want to claim you, and then had to be forced by law to take a DNA test that ended up being Angel was really his kid. So yeah, he had to pay up for everything. But even then, Eddie didn't want to be part of her life. Like, was done with Mel and the drama, and just checked out so much that Angel grew up thinking Mel's ex Steven was her real dad. And when she finally got old enough to know the truth, she tried to bond with Eddie, but it was awkward, because by then she was already transitioning, and reports said Eddie couldn't handle it at first. And y'all remember when Eddie got caught back in the day with that trans woman in his car and said he was just giving her a ride? Well, people brought that up again now, saying how come he could be all chill back then but can't accept his own kid? Like, the hypocrisy is crazy, and fans are dragging him for being an absent dad who still can't get past his own hangups to just love his child for who they are. I'll forever side-eye Eddie Murphy for denying Melb's child. What a loser. Eddie Murphy having Atran's son after the heinously transphobic acts he's done. Oh, universe, you are crazy. The only thing I don't like about Eddie Murphy denying his daughter, he will have to live with it forever. So what do you guys think about all this? Like, do you think Eddie should have done more? Or is it way too late? Now drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, okay? Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye, besties.